You're watching CCN, Clarksville Community Network, produced by Goodwin Productions. Powered by CDE Lightband.
Hi, my name is Josh Fun. I'm the Business Development Director for the Clarksville-Montgomery County Regional Airport. And today we're going to be talking to Sammy Stuard, who is the Chairman of the Airport Authority Board. All right, Sammy, thanks for coming out and talking to us today. Tell me a little bit about your experience as the Chairman of the Airport Authority Board.
Well, it's been a great experience. I've actually been involved with the airport directly and indirectly for the last 20 years because I was on the county commission for 8 years, and we had some involvement with the airport. But more recently, as chairman, it's been the last 10 years. Okay. And so it's been an exciting 10 years because I've seen a lot of transformation of the airport from the new terminal, which I think really had us to jumpstart things. From there, we did a rebranding a few years ago, and we look more professional. I think we act more professional, and I think we have put together, and with the help of the city and the county and everyone involved, I think we've really put together a first-class airport for our size in this community. So
I have to agree.
There are a lot of good things going on here.
So for those members of Clarksville that are unfamiliar with you, tell me a little bit about what you do here in Clarksville. Currently,
I serve as President and CEO of F&M Bank.
Okay.
And F&M has been in Clarksville for a little over 30 years, but we've been in business since 1906. Our bank was established down in Bumpers Mills, Tennessee, and then we moved into Clarksville. And so I've been in Clarksville my entire life, working career. I've been banking for about 41 years. And I started with a bank here. It's called Northern Bank of Tennessee, and a lot of people will remember that bank. It was the oldest bank in the state at the time, and it merged with another bank. And then I went in with Farmers and Merchants Bank was the name of our bank, and then we rebranded something similar to what we did with the airport, and went to F&M Bank.
Nice.
And, so that's kind of my day job now.
Great.
And I really enjoy banking, and it gives me the opportunity to be involved in situations like the airport and other community-related things. And so, I've seen Clarksville grow tremendously over the last, obviously, 30 years, and the last 10 years, I think has really been good. And I look at even today with how many people we've got moving into Clarksville. We get in magazines all the time as the #1 place to live, #1 place to do business, and there's got to be reasons people are saying that about us, and I think it's because we're a great community.
I agree.
And so the housing right now is unbelievable. It's a seller's market, and people can live here and drive to Nashville probably as quick as you can be on the other side of Nashville and get into downtown, coming out of some of those communities. So I see some real opportunity. I see our Kentucky line is not a gate to keep people out. We've got the new racetrack a mile and a half from the airport here. I think that's going to be exciting for the airport. I think we'll have a lot of people fly in for that.
We just had them out here yesterday to give them a tour and talk about how we can work together to help them succeed, which will help us succeed.
That's going to be really good for Clarksville, I think. It's another destination point to bring people into our community.
You grew up here in Clarksville, right?
Well, I actually grew up about 30 miles from here in Adams, Tennessee, but I've been in Clarksville all my adult life.
Okay, so you've been around the airport your entire life. So from your earliest memories of Outlaw Field, how has it transitioned over your lifetime?
Well, I think we've evolved is what we've done over these past 15 years probably. And a lot of that's because, well, first off, we had a terminal that had been here many years before, and it was in a lot of disrepair. And so, Outlaw Field has really become, in a lot of cases, the first, it's really the welcome center to a lot of people as they come in here. The first view they get of our city, especially as we've expanded our industrial base and businesses here locally that have headquarters in other cities. This is the first view they get of Clarksville, Tennessee in many cases. So I think getting away from the old terminal, bringing in the new terminal and upgrading it, and I think we've got something to be really proud of. So I think that's the biggest factor. And then along the years, we've expanded. We've added some new T hangars, and we just went through that transition on our main runway for repair and upgrade on it, which was a $13 million project. One of the biggest capital projects in the community, and you know, to get that done with new LED lighting and the things was tremendous. And so, and even as today, you know, in the last couple of days, we're just finalizing this new corporate hangar we've got. It's a large hangar that we were hoping to use for corporate, and as it is, we leased it out way before we finished, so we need some more. So, you know, we've got a lot of people wanting to come to Clarksville. We've got a list right now of over 60 individuals that would love to bring their airplanes to Clarksville. We just don't have the hangars available. And so we've got an aggressive campaign going on to try to build some new hangars and get those people in here.
All right, so Sammy, you mentioned the rebranding process. Can you talk a little bit about what changed in that whole transition?
Well, as we went through a rebranding, we were looking at actually the image of the airport and the naming of the airport along with the total image transition. And so we went through a process there for several weeks and you know, brought it before the board and brought it to the new change. In addition to that, that helped us go in with new signage for the airport outside of here, you know, down the road here on Jack Miller Boulevard, on the building itself, with all of our marketing materials and
logo, right?
New logo that we had. And so, you know, we wanted to have a consistent image as we went forward with our marketing. You know, one of the other great things going on now, Josh, I think is Austin Peay's Rotor Wing School. And this is very unique to us here at the airport, but it's also unique to the state of Tennessee, right, as we're the only rotor school here. Right. And I think with it being, it complements Fort Campbell, being across the street basically. And there's so many military that are getting out that have got helicopter experience, and they want to continue using those skills, and so they can come over here with their VA benefits and get the degree and go off into the workforce with it. And so, and talking with Austin Peay about that recently, they've had such great demand that it looks like they're talking, this program may double in the next year or so. So I mean, that's tremendous. And it took us a while to get there. There's a lot of work in getting there, and thanks to everyone involved from Austin Peay and everybody here in management of the airport, and you know, we got that thing approved, which was a great success for the airport. So I think that's a key. And then we've got the fixed wing schools here. So if you want to be a casual pilot, you can come here and jump in an airplane and see if you like it. If you do, you can get your pilot's license here, right here in Clarksville. So, and you know, we got beautiful country out here to fly over.
It's a gorgeous place to fly.
And then, you know, you can come in many days and you can tell more about, you know, Fort Campbell uses us quite a bit. Even though they've got all their runway space, they use you over here a lot of times for their parachuting out of the Black Hawks, right off the edge of the airfield here. And there were 2 helicopters in here yesterday when I came through. I think they were refueling and heading out of here.
I think something like 10 to 15% of our flight traffic is military, between just training, touch and goes, things like that. But yeah, we service a whole lot of extra training opportunities for the 5th Group guys jumping out here, and that's always really exciting to watch.
It's a great opportunity for us. I think back about a few months ago that we had about a half a dozen Osprey.
Right.
And to see an Osprey just take straight up and take off is awesome, but they spent quite a bit of time here training, and so that was a great boost to the airport.
It was.
For fuel sales and for many things. So. And I think it's a compliment to us that they would use us for that.
Right. Another tie to the military is the Golden Knights parachute team. They come in here usually once a year. They haven't been here yet this year, but one of the jumpers told me that this is their favorite place to come jump because they're able to use our whole facility. He said normally they get stuffed in an old dusty hangar off to the side with no air conditioning, but you know, we let them use the whole facility here to fold up their parachutes and train everybody that's going to jump with them. They love coming here, so we love being a part of that.
Yeah, I hear a lot of the community that's invited to come out and jump with them, how how much fun it is, number one, to do that, and then and a lot of them hadn't been to the airport, how nice the airport is there. So I had my invitation to jump with them, but I chose not to do it.
Didn't do it?
But I think the next time I think I will do that.
You got to try it.
I think I'll do that. That first step out of that airplane is going to be a tough one for me.
It's not as hard as you think it's going to be. Tell me a little bit more about business development and how the airport plays a role in that.
Well, I think it plays a key role, as I mentioned earlier, with the expansion of the industry base here in town. You know, this is the front door to Clarksville many times, and I've seen and been in opportunities where, you know, people will fly in here, they can have a meeting in our boardroom that we make accessible to the public. They'll fly in here, have a meeting in the boardroom, and may fly immediately back out. Or they come in and ask the information, get the information they want about Clarksville, and they may take a tour, or many different scenarios. But it starts all right here at the airport. And you know, and we also have our community room, which you could put 150 people or so in there, and it overlooks the runway. It's a great setting, so it lets the community come and see the airport. I know there's many people out there that have been to the airport in a long time, and if you haven't been, you really need to come visit us and check this place out.
Anytime I give a tour or bring a big crowd of people out here, I always do a show of hands, how many people this is your first time at the airport, and it's more often than not, half the people in the group have never been out to the airport, so I love introducing, you know, people to this beautiful space.
Oh, it's a great facility, and they are amazed, I think, once they get here.
Yeah.
You know, we've got some great art. You know, with the planes here from the artist from Dixon. I mean, those are great paintings, and you know, the big plane we've got here up in the top, that's a pretty unique piece, and so it'd be a great place to visit.
Yeah.
Especially for folks from out of town.
I love being down there when somebody walks in for the very first time, comes out of their plane and walks in and goes, wow, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. It is a good facility. And I think we'll see a lot of expansion in the future as we continue to grow. And we were talking about adding those hangars. If we bring in another 100 people here that are in here on a weekly basis, you're going to see a lot of activity here. And you know, the biggest question I get as chairman a lot of times is when are we going to start having flights out of here? You know, when can a person come and get an airplane here and fly to Florida, fly to wherever they want to go to? And you know, in the back of our minds, and strategically, that's something we'd love to do. There's a lot of things in between now and then that we'll have to do to get there. But you know, many years ago, Ozark Airlines, you know, flew into Clarksville, and so you know, the smaller airlines, I think, are looking more and more at these smaller airports for opportunities, and so I think we're just positioning ourselves for that in the future. It'd be a great hub to send somebody up to St. Louis, to Washington, to Florida, or wherever on a smaller aircraft. So we'd love to see that happen.
I would too.
Yeah.
For current and exclusive content, subscribe to CDE Lightband, connecting you at the speed of light.